Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm trying to make sure we got everybody in here. It is time for the news. It's time for the news. I hope y'all had a wonderful night's sleep. This is Thursday. This is still the day for random acts of kindness, whether we're over here or on the porch. It is time for the news, y'all. Things is happening. People getting in trouble. Some people getting out of trouble. There's some things going on. So let's talk about all of it. Y'all know I got the notebook. Baby, that notebook is where everything is going down. Everything is happening in the notebook. I hope everybody had a wonderful night's sleep. I hope you said your prayers last night. And I hope you told him thank you this morning. This is a wonderful day. And I'm so glad to see you all here. All right. So let me greet who's in the room and then let's get into what's going down. All right. And then don't forget, y'all, we will be back on the porch today. Probably like give me an hour and we'll be back in there because it's a lot of stuff going on and we got to deal with that too. Okay. So we're trying to just keep things organized so I don't miss nothing. Divine is here. She says she ready to go. All right. I'm glad you're here. Hey, sweet beloved. How you doing, girl? Okie girl is in the house. What's happening? What's happening? Happy Thursday. DS is here. D crazy. I love it. She's number 4. Thank you. Leah Aries is number 6. Jackie's number 9. All right. Happy to be happy. She's in the house. Glad you made it. Glad you number 9. Zaleen Turner is here. Hey, Zaleen, what's going on? What else we got in here? Miss Kaiser Sose is number 16. I'm so glad to see you. Thank you so much for liking this video. We're trying to get this thing off the ground, so I need y'all support. Evie is here. Mama's Peanut in the chat. All right, sweet beloved, thank you for being number 3. Jackie's reminding y'all to please, pretty please, hit that like button. Super important. Miss Diva2 904. Hey, girl, thank you for being number 21. All right, hey, Anjanetta, you hit it at the same time. I thank you. Hey, Miss Weedy Poo, you too. Trifecta. All right. Monique C, hey, I'm okay. I'm a little sore, but I'm okay. I am making it. I will not complain. Miss Sparkle, our resident Mary Kay lady, is here. She is like number 25. All right. We got Clue Chess. First time live. Hey, listen, y'all know the rules, whether we're over here on Black Not Blue or the front porch. I need y'all to spam the chat with the word welcome for Clue Chess. Clue Chess, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Please don't let this be your last time. We want to see you. We want to see you. So I'm so glad you're here. And please tell a friend, because this is a place to get news that is uncut, unfiltered. There's no agenda. I ain't spinning no narratives. I'm just telling y'all what happened. Okay. So I'm so glad to see you. And I see the welcomes in the chat. I appreciate that. Clue Chess, please don't let this be your last time, honey. Please, please, pretty please, come back. So look, I'm your favorite. Thank you. I love love. I love to be liked and loved and all that. That's a nice thing. Hey, Callie Dream. Hey, Miss Lovely T. So listen, y'all, we got some issues going on. First things first, we got to address the money that is on the table or possibly about to be off the table. Oh my gosh, they making me nervous. They playing with the money, and we got to talk about what they doing with the money. Okay? Baby, listen, I tried to talk about this before we just because we really just established Black Not Blue so we can talk about the news freely. But I tried to talk about this just briefly on the front porch. But I'm going to get into it a little bit more now about the fact that this conflict over in Israel is going to end up costing us more money than we fathomed, than we really looked at. And on a regular everyday level, for people who go to work every day, pay their bills, sometimes the bills be late. Y'all know, okay? Sometimes you may not even have enough for the bill. Sometimes you might be robbing Peter to pay Paul. You might rob Peter and Paul to pay Jimmy. But things are about to get even tighter. And I'm going to tell you why. And it is all, and I do mean all, tied back to our relationship with Israel and what's going on between Israel and Gaza. So now let's have a little chat, if you don't mind. So this is what's in the news. I want y'all to hear this, and then I want you to hear it with your whole heart, because we're about to have a little bit of a problem. Now, Iran and Saudi Arabia, you heard it, Iran and Saudi Arabia are reportedly conducting a joint naval drill in the Red Sea. And you might be saying, Shanitra, that makes no sense. Why should we care that Iran and Saudi Arabia are conducting a joint naval drill in the Red Sea? Well, I'm going to explain to you why you should very much care about that. I'm going to explain to you why that is a very big deal, why that is a huge problem, and why you need to be holding on to your purse straps and coming up with a plan. Hey, my Christian Key. Thank you for being like number 29. I appreciate y'all. Please share this video, like this video. Pretty please, with a cherry on top. The reason why you should be concerned about this is because we have currently Benjamin Netanyahu over in Israel who's not taking figurative shots, but taking literal shots at Iran. You heard what I said. And so with him being in conflict with Iran, with American officials trying to create some type of skirmish with Iran, mind you, after our officials funded Iran, I'm going to be quiet. They've been funding them for years, but I'm going to be quiet for now. For now, when I decide to do that story, I'm going to dig in. However, with all of these things that are happening, all of them, now Saudi Arabia is showing it to me. Doing joint naval drills is an outward display that there is camaraderie and partnership between Iran and Saudi Arabia. So let me make sure you understand why that's a problem. Hey, country girl Queena, good morning. Happy Thursday. Hey, oh my days. Thank you for being like number 32. I'm so glad you found me. Listen, the reason why this is a problem, y'all, you do realize that Saudi Arabia is the only thing, Saudi Arabia and their oil is the only thing that is propping up the US dollar. I'm going to repeat this again. Saudi Arabia and their oil is the only thing that is propping up the US dollar. I want to make sure you understand exactly what we're saying here and exactly what's at stake. So, Biden, you know, y'all's uncle, your Uncle Biden, made the mistake of upsetting Saudi Arabia at a certain point. And if you all recall, or don't recall, I'm going to remind you. What ended up happening was that Saudi Arabia made, you know, the Saudi prince made it very clear that he did not like Biden. He then went out of his way, and when he was asked to increase the amount of oil barrels that they produce daily, he actually reduced them. Do y'all recall that? That caused a very uncomfortable spike in the price at the gas pumps. Okay? But that's not all. On top of that, there is an agreement. There has been an agreement, rather, in place since the 1970s, since the US dollar lost its gold standard, since President Nixon closed the gold window, since France asked for their gold back after World War II, since we got involved in Vietnam, overspent, and they no longer trusted us to hold the gold of all of the free world. We entered into an arrangement with Saudi Arabia that would allow us to provide them with military protections in exchange for their oil backing our dollar, since we no longer had the gold to do so because we got involved in Vietnam when we really should have stayed out of it. So now the only thing that is backing our US dollar is oil in a foreign country due to military protection offered in exchange. Well, there's a little thing called the BRICS. We've all been hearing about the BRICS, and not to be confused with the breaks from Curtis Blow. The BRICS, on the other hand, is a cooperation of countries that don't really like us too well, and Saudi Arabia has been tooling around with the idea of joining the BRICS. They've said that they're considering joining the BRICS, and now They are doing joint naval drills in the Red Sea with Iran. The same Iran that we in the U.S. keep calling terrorists, the same Iran that America has been targeting, in my opinion, mainly because their currency was still backed by gold, and also because of the fact, hey Ashley, thank you for being like number 11. Also because of the fact that they refused at the time for many years to participate in the central bank. And now you have an ally of America, a state that some people consider a terrorist state, and they may not be, may not be. It's a matter of, vantage point. I think it's a fair assessment to call Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal, because he has been since I was a girl. This person and these parties are currently at loggerheads with Iran. And now Iran and the people whose oil props up your US dollar are now doing joint naval drills in the Red Sea. Hey, love my dogs too. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. So see, I want y'all to really think about that. Like, are y'all starting to catch what I'm saying? Put a 4 in the chat if y'all understand where I'm going with this. Because there are some things at stake. Iran and Saudi Arabia becoming allies openly, and this open show of allyship, this puts our dollar dominance in jeopardy, which it already is. We talked about that yesterday. But it also puts at risk, like, what's going to happen to oil production? What if the Saudi prince then decides that, okay, now I just don't want to export that much oil to America? Or, you know what, since you don't get along with Iran, I'm going to allow Iran and everybody in the BRICS to pay for oil in their own currency. Nobody has to use the US dollar. You see where I'm going with this? This is heading toward hyperinflation and us paying $15.75 per gallon in gas. That's where this is going. This is why I keep saying that, everyday people, especially Black people, we have to start paying attention to geopolitics. The things that are happening on the other side of the world have a very real impact on your wallet. And I know everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving. You ready to cook up 40 pounds of chitlins, 16 bunches of greens. You ready to make 12 pans of cornbread and 15 sweet potato pies. You getting ready for Christmas and buying things on credit. I'm here to advise you, come up with a more responsible plan, because things are shaping up to get very hairy. Things are shaping up. There are other things happening in the economy here domestically that are kind of like it's a setup for people to get themselves in trouble. I'm going to, Lord, Leah says she reaches for her liquor. Go on and reach for the liquor, girl. Go on and reach for the liquor. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Sometimes you got to reach for the liquor. Sometimes you got to reach for the liquor. I'm not judging. Far be it from me to judge. Hey, Carrie, thank you for being number 37. You got to know what the heck is going on. It should be scary. Not scary that you're losing your mind, but that you got a prayer and a plan, because that's what you're going to need. This doesn't look good. Hey, D. Seratinas, thank you for being like number 34. Zelene said, if we can get oil, will they push? We can't get oil, will they push for electric vehicles? Well, here's the problem. Your electric grid can't support it. Let's take us back down memory lane. That's one of the places I love to visit, right? So if you all recall, when Joe Biden was on his green kick and he was pushing for it, and Gavin Newsom out there in liberal heaven in California was giving incentives and telling people they would give them tax breaks if they would get rid of their gas powered cars, and they're planning by 2030 to get rid of all of them, and that people went and bought electric cars because they were getting tax incentives. And then Gavin Newsom told them, please do not charge your electric car because it was the power grid could not support it. So if one state having an influx, and it wasn't everybody, It was just a decent influx of people purchasing electric cars, and then they're being told don't charge them because the power grid can't support it. I can promise you, if you get an electric car, you're gonna walk everywhere. Everybody is going to be fit and fine by accident. That's what's coming. Evie say Biden's a Russian spy at this point. I mean, he could be. At this point, he could be. Okie Girl says 100%. I believe this is going to be our last peace on earth as we know it. Now, gotta pray and prepare. Share, share, share. That's right. Knowledge is power. You got to know what's going on so you can prepare yourself. Leah Aries says, plus, they done come up with flying taxis. No, ma'am, I'll drive myself or ride a bike. That bike is starting to look more and more appealing, sis. It's starting to look more and more appealing. Now, let me tell you something else that's a setup, and I don't want any of you to fall into it. This is something that's not for the faint of heart and only for people who are extremely financially buoyant, and things are happening that people may use to try to talk you into a trap. And the reason I'm calling it a trap is because the only people that would help would be the banks. And I don't want you to fall into it. You know, when it comes to lower income, hardworking people, regular people, lower middle class people, Black people, these are the people that are targeted by predatory lending. So let me tell you what's going on. Ashley said, I bought myself a Tesla, but I still have gas cars. Good going, Ashley, because you're going to need it. You might need both. You might need a skateboard too. But this is what's happening, and I don't want y'all to fall prey to this. So U.S. home sales are falling and are on track to hit the lowest number since 1995. So let me tell y'all why that is an issue and why you need to be on your toes, have your antennas up. Have your antennas up, because this is a setup to be a trap. This is a setup to be one of the biggest traps ever. Ever. So those extremely high home prices and mortgage rates are keeping a lot of people from buying homes, right? So because of that, it's causing the amount of homes that are being bought to drop because people are simply not able to, right? So now we're looking at the worst year since 1995 for home buying prices. What I fear, this is just a projection, this is just my thoughts, take it for what it's worth. Pay close attention. If the banks begin to start to, have to try to save their necks, which they're going to do, the Federal Reserve always bails them out. But when it's time to save their necks, they do their best to get the blood out of the neck of hardworking people. And how do you think they might do this in a situation like that? By coercing or working with the Fed to get those interest rates down to encourage home buying. By lowering the prices of these homes, by making these predatory loans more available like they did back in 2005 before everything went to hell. Y'all remember that? Before 2008 when the bubble burst? And a lot of people got caught with properties thinking that they could buy these properties cheap and flip them. I remember it very clearly. I had quite a few friends who were doing it, and some of them got caught with a couple of houses that they could not unload when that bubble burst. Okay? Ashley says, I work at a bank. They're hard pushing promotions to get people to lock in their rates and get lines of credit. But when people want to withdraw their money, they're being turned away. Exactly. They are getting ready to try to bail themselves out. Yep, with those subprime loans. Do not fall for it. I don't care. Do not fall for it. It is not a blessing. It is not something to help you. They are not, I don't care what kind of program they call it. Every time it's a new name. Do not go and run into this. The banks are getting ready to try and bail themselves out. All right. So that's just, from my lips to God's ears, and I hope y'all listening. So the next story in the news that we need to look at, because I found this one absolutely amusing. Now the article Hey, Tamika Godbowl. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Hey, this is what I love to do. Gossip is fun, but I like to talk about things that let my brain work. I hate putting my brain in a cage. And then I have to call my poor peanut and talk her to death because I don't get to have intelligent conversation, and that frustrates me. Okay. Listen. So Bill Gates, good old Billy Boy. Bill Gates is being sued, y'all. Bill Gates is being sued. He's in a world of trouble over there in the Netherlands. Now, I could pull the article up, but it is in Dutch. It is in Dutch, but if y'all want to go get it and translate it, it's De Telegraaf with two A's, Detelegraaf. Okay, it's all in Dutch, but you can always hit your Google Translate if you so desire. But this is what's going on with Bill Gates, y'all. Bill is in trouble. Oh, Bill. So he's been accused by a Dutch group for vaccination damage due to the corona vaccine because he got involved with all that mess over there. Now, Bill Gates tried telling the judge that y'all don't have no jurisdiction to sue me. Well, the judge said, I think not. So the court in Leeuwarden, if I mispronounce that, please feel free to correct me if your Dutch is better than mine, or Leeuwarden. The court in Leeuwarden ruled yesterday, this was just yesterday, that they indeed do have jurisdiction to sue Bill Gates' behind. I'm not sure why he thought he could tell the courts in the Netherlands that they don't have jurisdiction to sue him. Apparently, his money made him feel as though he was untouchable. Now, not only him, the former Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, former Minister Hugo de Jong, and several members of the outbreak management team that advised the government also sued. They got sued too because the Bill Gates Foundation was involved in their plans. That's exactly what he gets. There you go. This is what's happening. Tell a friend. Like this video. Make sure I got bubbles. And they are going after him. So he tried to get out of that lawsuit by telling the court, you just don't have the jurisdiction to sue me. They said apparently we do. Well, in case you all were unaware, the Bill Gates Foundation and Bill Gates himself became very active, going worldwide, pushing for the jab for all, pushing for everybody to take the jab. Everybody must take the jab. He's been in all of these foreign countries. And now you're in a lawsuit with the Netherlands. Jackie saying no fun when the rabbit got the pow-pow. Oh, yeah, that's what's going on. I thought y'all might want to know in case anyone here would like to pray for Bill Gates. Bianca the Beautiful is here. Okay, she says, please hit the like button. Let the YouTube know Black Not Blue is in the building. Yes, Bill, it's been sued. Please share this live with the people you love. Yes, that's what's happening. So next up, let's see who else is in trouble, right? So Goldman Sachs and Apple are in a world of trouble. Let's talk about their trouble. They didn't get sued, but they did get fined. Clue says, pray for that fool to be prosecuted. That's a very good prayer, and I believe the Lord will honor that. Ashley say, keep your prayers, everyone. I love it. I love it. So listen, there is more. Baby, everybody is in trouble. Goldman Sachs and Apple were just fined $89 million. Goldman Sachs and Apple were just fined $89 million. Why were they fined $89 million, you might ask? Well, let me tell you. I'll be happy to tell you. This is according to the Associated Press. Y'all want me to pull it up? You want to read it together? Y'all just want me to read it to you? I don't mind. Let's pull it up. That'll be fun. Clue said, amen. I like that. That's a good prayer. Yeah, that's a whole lot of zeros. Let's go and pull that article up with the Associated Press. Terrible story, actually. I don't know if any of you had the Apple Card, but if you did, this may apply to you too. So let's go on and pull it on up. Let's have a little look-see at the trouble they've gotten themselves into. I'm about to share the screen. She said double it. Girl, they did so much scheming and lying and just philandering, just doing all these things. They in all kind of trouble over here. All right. Let me put my face at the bottom of the screen because I don't need to be at the top of the screen. I was not fined $89 million. If I was fined $89 million, I would cry real tears because I ain't got it. Let's be very clear about that. That's why I try to tell the truth on everybody because I don't have $89 million. I don't have $1 million. I don't. Y'all, they put so many commercials on these stories. Okay, here we go. Can everybody see? Okay, perfect. So let's look at this one. This is something else, y'all. This is something else. So Apple and Goldman Sachs must pay $8 to $9 million for mishandling Apple Card transactions. This was ordered by the CFPB, the governing body that takes care of that. This is the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. Okay? And they've been ordered to pay by the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. Now, a federal regulator on Wednesday ordered Apple and Goldman Sachs to pay combined $89 million for deceiving consumers and mishandled transaction disputes of Apple Card customers. The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau orders point to customer service breakdowns and misrepresentations around Apple and Goldman's credit card partnership. Now, Apple has an Apple Card, but it's administered by Goldman Sachs, the investment bank, okay? Now, Apple failed to send tens of thousands of Apple Card disputes to Goldman. When such customer disputes were actually reported, the investment bank failed to follow federal requirements for investigating, the agency said. As a result, many consumers face long waits to get their money back from being disputed charges, and in some cases saw incorrect negative information added to their credit reports. Apple and Goldman were accused of misleading people who purchased iPhones and other Apple devices about interest-free payments for the credit card. The CFPB found that many customers thought they would automatically get interest-free financing when buying an Apple device with Apple Card. So listen, this is what they were telling the folks. Let me try to make it plain. So they were telling them, as long as you buy an Apple device or Apple iPhone or all the Apple foolishness, okay, that you would have interest-free payments. That wasn't true. What they were actually claiming was that in small print, misleading the people, just absolutely not. They're saying misleading. I'm going to just call it what it was. They lied to their own customers. Clue chest, me too. Samsung strong over here. They told them, just make the charge and it's going to be interest-free. When in reality, what they are alleging is that you make the purchase and then they would have to fill out an application to get a refund for the interest that they paid. That sounds like a scam, doesn't it? Okay, well, let's keep reading. The CFPB found that many customers thought they would automatically get interest-free financing when buying an Apple device with Apple Card, for example, but were instead charged the interest while Goldman misled consumers about some refund applications. Oh, they were scamming big time. Wow. Imagine if we did that. We'd all be in jail, wouldn't we? In a statement, Apple said it learned about the inadvertent issues. These are not inadvertent. You did this years ago and addressed them along with Goldman Sachs. adding that it strongly disagreed with the CFPB's characterization of its conduct. The California tech giant added that Apple Card is one of the most consumer-friendly credit cards available and was specifically designed to support users' financial health. Well, I'm not sure whose financial health it was supporting. It sounds like it was actually supporting the financial health of Goldman Sachs and Apple, because y'all were able to take money from customers in disputed charges that you didn't refund. You caused these people undue stress and possibly higher interest rates with other financial transactions because you reported negative information to the credit bureaus incorrectly, and you lied and told them that if they purchase Apple products, that they would be making those purchases interest free. Okay, there you go. Peanut says that's why I use the phone only. They finna get fined by the EU as well. Yep, the EU is also on their necks. Cluchet says, I believe so too. History will be rewritten, and not his story, but the true history, darkness to light. Well, you know, you can't hide forever. Yeah, that's what they said, characterization. They did not characterize you. They simply stated what your actions were. And if that causes people to draw conclusions about the character of either of these entities, well, then that means that people's brains are working. Their synapses are firing. That's what it means. Okay? We got some active synaptic clefts up there. That's all that's going on. Yeah, the devils are fighting themselves. It looks that way. Oh, my day says, OMG, I used the Apple Card to get my PC and I never got a rebate form. Well, you need to find out how you can get some of your money back, or how to go ahead and pursue them for it, because they are scamming. That's what's going on. That's why we over here on Black Not Blue to talk about what's happening, because we don't owe any party in America anything, because make no mistake about it, your politicians make it possible for these corporations to do what they do and see no judgment for it. There is no punishment for it. At $89 million is a decent amount of money, but to those giants, trust me, it's a drop in the bucket. And y'all, please make sure you get a copy of my book, Little Girl, Big World. Okay, it is a survival guide to keep our girls safe. Well, when they go out there in the world for the first time, a lot of dangerous people. Looks like we need to have a survival guide for credit and these corporations that are taking advantage of hardworking people. It looks that way. Okay. Now let's get to the McDonald's of it all. McDonald's. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving the story that I heard. So let's talk about what's going on with McDonald's, y'all. McDonald's has got a little bit of an issue. They said that they have been recalling their quarter pounders in about 10 states due to an E-Coli issue. I didn't make it up. I'm just saying. I'm only reporting what happened. Now, this is according to the Centers for Disease Control. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen because I don't want to be accused of making up stories on anybody, because I'm not that kind of lady. So let's share the screen. Yes, E. coli is absolutely insane, Peanut. Yes, it is. So let's share the screen. Let's make sure we can all see this. This is on cdc.gov. Yes, it is. So let's go. E. coli. Escherichia coli. E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's quarter pounder. Investigation started on October 22nd, just days ago, 2024. The investigation status is still open. Okay. Now, the CDC didn't issue their official recall yet, but McDonald's took it on themselves, which I think is good, to recall in about 10 states. And you can see here on here that it does say it happened in 10 states. There has been 1 death. There's been 10 people hospitalized and 49 cases. Okay. Now, new as of 10/23, in the contaminated food section, CDC added a list of states where McDonald's removed slivered onions and beef patties. I repeat, slivered onions and beef patties. The states include Colorado, Kansas, Utah, Wyoming, and portions of Idaho, Iowa, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. The situation summary, according to CDC.gov, is that CDC, FDA, USDA, FSIS, and public health officials in multiple states are investigating an outbreak of E. coli infections. Most people in this outbreak are reporting eating the quarter pounder hamburger at McDonald's before becoming sick. It is not yet known which specific food ingredient is contaminated. McDonald's is collaborating with investigation partners to determine what food ingredient in quarter pounder is making people sick. McDonald's stopped using fresh slivered onions and quarter pound beef patties in several states while the investigation is ongoing to identify the ingredient causing the illness. Contaminated food. McDonald's quarter pounder hamburgers are making people sick, with most illnesses in Colorado and Nebraska. Quarter pounder hamburgers will not be available temporarily in some states while McDonald's makes some supply changes. McDonald's stores in Colorado, Kansas, Utah, Wyoming, and portions of Idaho, Iowa, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, and Oklahoma have temporarily stopped using quarter pounders, slivered onions, and beef patties. McDonald's is proactively making these changes while investigators work to confirm the contaminated ingredient. Quarter pound beef patties are only used on quarter pounders. Fresh slivered onions are primarily used on quarter pounder hamburgers and not for other menu items. Investigators are working to confirm which ingredient in these hamburgers is making people sick. Now, what should you do? McDonald's has stopped using fresh slivered onions and quarter pound beef patties in several states to protect their customers while a source of illness is confirmed. Call your healthcare provider if you have severe E. coli symptoms. I don't think y'all need to tell people that, but I'll read it anyway. Diarrhea and a fever higher than 102. Diarrhea for more than 3 days that's not improving. Bloody diarrhea. So much vomiting that you can't keep liquids down. Signs of dehydration, such as anuria, which is a lack of urination, dry mouth and throat, feeling dizzy when standing up. Symptoms of E. coli. Most people infected with Shiga toxin producing E. coli experience severe stomach cramps, diarrhea, often bloody, and vomiting. Symptoms usually start 3 to 4 days after swallowing the bacteria. Most people recover without treatment after 5 to 7 days. Some people may develop serious kidney problems like hemolytic uremia syndrome, also called HUS, and would need to be hospitalized. For more information about E. coli, please check the page on E. coli from CDC. So just so y'all know, this is serious and this is official. You might want to stay your butts up out of McDonald's because you can't guarantee that they don't have meat from the affected areas too. Hey, Kendall Beecham, girl, thank you for being like number 46. You say, I can't eat no more. They're crack burgers. Not crack burgers. All right. Now what you say? The Earp Meat Company is the provider of meat to McDonald's corporations. Yeah, but that's why I'm saying they've stopped the quarter pounders and the slivered onions in 10 states, but you can't guarantee that infected or, tainted meat is not sent to other states. Miss Weedy Pooh says, Shanitra, I have to catch the rest on replay. All right, girl, well, head on over. Zelene says, I'm back, my phone died. Well, I'm glad you're back. Leah says, see, that's what happens when you dismiss Ronald Grimace and the Hamburglar and gang. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they were quality control. Yeah, and you probably shouldn't, according to what's going on right now. So this is brand new. This is right off the presses. This is as of the 23rd, and today is the 24th. So y'all might want to be real careful about sliding through that McDonald's drive-thru. I'm just going to say that it's probably not the best idea. That's all. Just thinking it's probably not the best idea. So listen, I tried my best to keep the news report short. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go outside and get some sunlight. I have some things that I need to absolutely do. I am still a bit sore, but we will be on the porch later to discuss everything that's going on in the news, just in our current events in the gossip. Let me give y'all a quick update on what we're up against. So it appears that the baby, she says, I'm eating nuggets right now. I love it. So the baby is going to be on the porch getting dragged now that he wants to work with Megan Thee Stallion. Um, it looks like the DNC is lying on Beyonce again. You know, they lied about the convention, and I think they may be lying again. Todd Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best, you know, he's in jail. Okay, he's locked up, and he's been fired, even in prison. It looks like the judge in the Young Thug's YSL case, Mr. Truly Humbled Under God, is some news on that. And Coi Leray is accusing an employee at 1801, the same people who tried to really stall and halt Megan Thee Stallion's career, of trying to do the same thing to her. So we're going to be over there on the porch with the gossip. Make sure you got your notifications on and your antennas up, because we got a lot to talk about. And thank y'all for coming over here to Black Not Blue to get your morning news. I appreciate you. We'll talk again soon. All right. Bye, guys. Y'all are crazy. This girl says she ain't stopped chewing. Talk to y'all later.